Welcome to my world, the world of a medical laboratory scientist. Health is wealth, knowledge is power. Today's topic has to do with the basis of alcohol and 7 cancers. This topic is highly interesting because I had earlier done something on whether alcohol is really bad, and that finding shows clearly it was something that very undecisive. But when you are now finding facts that incriminate alcohol with cancers, then the WHO has come out to really more or less confirm it, and the Surgeon General of US has also brought out the warning so that more awareness is created on this alcohol and the 7 cancers. But how come alcohol and cancers? It is something very difficult to know, but if one reasons from the perspective of ethyl alcohol, ethanol, which is the one in fact that we are talking about, which I spoke about some time ago as a disinfectant. The body has something called alcohol dehydrogenase, so that once we take this alcohol in, the liver will oxidize it, will detoxify it and bring it down with that alcohol dehydrogenase that will make it more acceptable to the system. But what it breaks it down to is acetaldehyde, the one that really causes cancer. But luckily for us, when our body is still very effective, young, these effects, the acetaldehyde is broken down to acetate, and it enters into the energy creating cycle, and which is the most important energy creating cycle because it creates high quantity of energy for the human activities. So you can then understand the benefits of the TCA cycle. But as we grow in age, these things are not as efficient as it used to be. So converting this acetaldehyde to acetate is not as effective, and especially when you are drinking too much quantity of alcohol. When you are taking too much, obviously the problem becomes obvious. The poison is now there. The liver is not able to detoxify effectively any longer, and that is what I am now trying to expose more to you. The 7 different cancers that you can likely get from this alcohol, involving too much alcohol. The recommendations are there. But before I go on, subscribe. Just click on the like button and listen, just hold the while, so that as we move into the slide section, more facts, more truth will be exposed to you. So let's go on to the slide. The outline, objective introduction, the WHO 7 cancer lab diagnosis, prevention and recommendations are all that I shall be talking on. The objective, to create more awareness of the incrimination of alcohol in 7 different cancers and the role of the medical laboratory scientists in early discovery for a successful treatment. The introduction, alcoholic drinks are in high demand, especially in social gatherings, because it allows for more interactions between people who majority sometimes are shy in public to express themselves freely. But the health implication has become a cost-benefit ratio analysis, and the US Surgeon General Big MD issued an advisory calling for alcoholic beverages to carry a warning label about cancer risk. The advisory flagged alcohol as the 3rd leading preventable cause of cancer in the United States. The word is preventable, so it is preventable for the cancer from happening after tobacco and obesity, and highlighted people's limited awareness about the relationship between alcohol and cancer risk, and that is where we are now. It is a problem that people have been drinking alcohol for many years, for centuries, but now with the recent findings and the increase in cancer, the warning is very necessary. It's discovered as a risk factor that we must all be careful about. So moderate, or even if you are not a drinker, don't even drink at all. Yes, according to Leconte, there is no clear physiological reason that wine would be less risky than beer or liquor. Research indicates that ethanol is the problematic ingredient. Once ingested, it metabolizes into acetaldehyde, a DNA-damaging substance that considered a probably human carcinogen. Ethanol can also alter circulating level of estrogen and androgen, which explains its association with breast cancer. Another finding by LeConte and colleagues say, compared with non-drinking, every drinking is linked with a roughly 5-fold increase in the risk for oral cavity, pharyngeal, and esophageal cancers, and a 61% increase in the risk for breast cancer. Moderate drinking is associated with less magnitude of this cancer, but not drinking at all is not associated. Laboratory diagnosis. This may be very important, especially if you just want to test whether there is alcohol in the blood, but that is not a difficult one. It's even done by the police that checks with their breathalyzer, but the blood test of alcohol presence is also done in the laboratory. However, the damage alcohol has done to some organ can be discovered by checking for certain enzymes and even hormones. So, the liver being the major organ that really detoxify the alcohol, is where one can check whether it has started damaging the liver and getting prone to the serious problem of cancer. So the gamma glutamine transpeptidase GGT test is very useful. The level of GGT in your blood indicates liver damage caused by alcohol. Other tests of liver function tests are the alanine transaminase, aspartate transaminase, and bilirubin. All these check the liver cirrhosis, and you could do more. Hormonal assay for breast cancer, one could check for the estimation of the estrogen, whether it is increased. Other hormonal assays that could be done. Stool-based tests could also be done where you are suspecting colorectal cancer, and the serum CEA is very useful in really knowing, in especially male. It is an antigenic test that really discover with the stage. It is very at stage 4 of cancer. It's always there. Finally, recommendation. Talking about prevention of this association of alcohol and cancer is just like saying don't drink alcohol at all. But it could also affect social activity, our social activities and celebrations. It becomes so dull, which may become very dull and less of fun. But my advice would be to just copy the song of great Greek Isaac. Cool down the pace for me, little woman. You're rocking me too fast. The older we grow, the less active these enzymes are. So it is better to cool down the pace of majority of our activity. The rate of indigestion and constipation are warning signs that the liver enzymes are not as efficient as expected, thereby creating all unnecessary discomfort and chronic diseases. So cool down the pace for me, little woman. You're rocking. Yes, let's examine this chart. More than 1 in 10 of all cancer cases causally linked to alcohol across the WHO European region in 2018 were due to drinking no more than one big bottle of beer, 500 ml, or 2 glasses of wine, 200 ml, or 60 ml of spirit per day. So if 1 in 10, because you are taking this less, if you take more than this, then the ratio will be probably 1 in 5. And that tells you that the chances of coming down with serious cancer of any of those regions, especially those who smoke and drink, they will come with this esophageal cancer or throat cancer, even their voice box cancer. So go down the pace for me, little woman. You're rocking me too fast, yeah. Go down the pace. It is advisable to always perform certain tests to evaluate the performance of the liver and other biomarker tests that indicate the onset of different organ cancers. The liver has the ability to regenerate itself. So once the cancer is removed, a healthy liver can regenerate, returning to normal size within 6 months. This applies to the various organs before they reach the stage 4 of certain terminal cases. Though other organs do not regenerate like the liver, but at least the cancer would have been stopped before it starts metastasizing. I want to believe that we are meant to drink alcohol. That is why the liver of mammals contain alcohol dehydrogenase and not phenol dehydrogenase, because we are not meant to be drinking phenol. So we must just understand that as we grow in age, that it is that period that this alcohol becomes a no-go area, or more or less reduce the volume. Old age is a period of health management and no longer for unnecessary risk-taking. If you like all you are presented, which is getting to 175 right now, videos, please watch more and subscribe. Press the like button and more effort will come from me.